Today, my friends, I'm here to teach you guys how to use the Pekka Smash attack strategy at Town Hall 10. This is going to be a very, very good video in terms of learning this attack and knowing what bases to hit. We're going to look at 3 different examples and we're going to be breaking each of them down within this video. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the guide. So here we go. We've got our first example with the Pekka Smash, and we're going to kind of break these 3 replays that we have for you down. So if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. Now, let's talk about the Pekka Smash. What instance does, or how is it different than Town Hall 11? Well, you've seen at Town Hall 11 a lot of Stone Slammer, and again, you could still use the Stone Slammer in this. You will have to bring a jump. So there's a little bit of variation in terms of using a Stone Slammer or a Wall Wrecker. Wall Wrecker is a pretty good way, especially if you can get a queen walk and then walk your queen into where your entry point is. So with your Wall Wrecker, possibly your king, and then also the Pekkas and bowlers. So on this example here, specifically, we start our queen walk right around here, specifically to get rid of the town hall. We don't want to not get the town hall. We have no idea if we're going to get it or not. Not just that, but we're going to walk our queen this way, so that then she meets up with the Pekkas in this area here. Since we do need to set a funnel here, we're going to send about 1 or 2 Pekkas there, and maybe even a couple wizards. Then we're going to have everything moving into the base this way. Since we have the Wall Wrecker, we can actually have bowlers or Valkyries or something like that within there. If we're taking a look at the base design, something to notice is that there are a lot of these bigger compartments. There's no small compartments here. So you'll kind of notice throughout the base design is that a majority is made up of quite pretty huge compartments, especially with the multi-infernos. So if we're considering this, jump doesn't offer us much value. A jump would offer us more value if it was smaller compartments, but since that isn't the case, we should probably use a Wall Wrecker instead. The Wall Wrecker is going to be able to get us more value, and it opens up the base a little bit more than a jump does, and our clan castle troops come from that. So this gives us a really good opportunity to use the Wall Wrecker in this case. We have 3 rage spells and 2 heal spells. Now, something that's a little bit different is obviously, of course, we do not have any jump spells, meaning that this is obviously going to vary. The 3 rage spells, some of them can be used with the queen walk, definitely to keep the queen alive, and then also the heal spells and the rage themselves to rage up the bowlers and the Pekkas as they move through the base, which you will be looking at later on. But it gives you guys a good, really solid view of this. Now, what if you were using a Stone Slammer? Typically, with your Stone Slammer, you're gonna be bringing in loons. And this is also going to include, instead of bringing a freeze like you see right here, you'd be bringing a haste, or maybe even bringing a haste of your own. But that is going to be specific to the base and also to the siege. So definitely it's going to determine on your personal preference and the base design and what siege you use. But other than that, it should be a very simple way. Remember, if you're using the Wall Wrecker, you can probably either use bowlers or you can use Valkyries. They're both very good. I would say bowlers are a little bit better on bases where you can get bowler bounce value. But other than that, that's typically the only place I would be able to see them. Notice from in this example here is that we are setting the funnel with the Pekkas on this side. Then we have the Wall Wrecker moving into the base, so that then it can open up compartments. So you can see that the king isn't going in with the rest of the attack. We want to try and keep that king out of it. So once the king goes here, he'll start moving over to here. That's what you want to take a look at. That's kind of the pathing. So as we take a look from here, there's a golem, or a golem baby, or a golem loon CC. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can see it pops already. However, Pekkas under rage are really good at tearing down walls. We use the heal spells, of course, to make sure that they can stay alive, especially under low health. And even the rage spells can really help those Pekkas melt through walls. Even a max level wall is not safe. Well, I mean max for Town Hall 10, of course. But as you can see from this example, it shows that Pekkas can, especially under rage, be used in order to break through compartments, even if the wall wrecker doesn't get too deep. Typically though, what you're looking for is to get as much value from your entry point, whether this be just getting into that first layer. You saw from there, opening up that area there really offers you a lot of good value. So let's go ahead and take a look at another example with the Pekka Smash. So we've got another example here, and again you'll notice that the army composition is fairly the same. This is going to be a stone slammer, so don't worry about it. Even though it just shows a regular CC, you can still do this with a siege. This is mainly going to be done with a siege. You will need it. Now, if we're considering this is the same thing, but what we're doing here is we want to show you guys the queen walk and kind of how you don't have to always go towards the town hall. So we're not doing something like this. We're not doing a crazy walk like that. That's going to take way too long, especially with all the storages there. So what we want to do is we want to start our walk in an area where we can start our entry point very quickly, going in like this with the queen and also the stone slammer. We're obviously going to be setting the other side of the funnel with the king, which is going to allow us to create that funnel so that the Pekkas and bowlers stay alive. Now this is going to be kind of where the wall wrecker and the stone slammer kind of shift. As everything moves in this way, you have nothing to clear up this top side. So that's something that you need to consider. Now let's think about jump in this case. Can we use a jump spell to get a lot of good value? Well, I believe of course we can. I think that we can honestly get into at least a couple of these, if not a good chunk of them. And we can obviously keep the Pekkas and bowlers moving in the same direction and then using the stone slammer to go in onto the back end of the base with the loons. That's all you would have to do with the stone slammer. But because we don't have that and we have the wall wrecker, we have to stay in this sort of area, kind of mitigating that Inferno Island area. So instead, we're just clearing this bottom section here, leaving the Pekkas and bowlers to come out back to this multi-inferno. So that's what you're going to be seeing in this example. But just to give you guys an idea of the Pekka Smash at Town Hall 10, you've got to it's going to be very dependent on the base. Pekka Smash is still very strong, and it's going to depend on whether or not you want to bring a double jump, if you want to use Earthquake. I've seen it, like, it's definitely possible, or you want to use the wall wrecker, and it is entirely possible. The only thing though is you will not have loons for the back end of the base. So you got to consider that, and there is going to be that trade-off in terms of this. So obviously you really want to take a look at that. Now with the Pekka Smash, obviously you want to try and look for bases where you can get somewhat of bowler bounce value from your bowlers. So that's really where this base is definitely going to be a good one. There's a lot of spaces where you can bowler bounce, and it's going to be a huge value as your bowlers move in. So as we give an example, we want to funnel our queen in, so this is going to really be taking out any defenses that are near any obstacles where the queen might target that building and it's being covered by a defense, which means that if the queen gets targeted, then you can send in a wizard and that will clear the funnel. You really want to try and make sure that you are setting the funnel correctly. So using the wizards, using the king, using the Pekkas, you want to use all of them. Also using the queen walk to also create one side of the funnel. What about the CC? You see, like in a damage CC right here, this is going to be fairly simple. All you have to do is make sure that it gets lured out. And if it gets lured out during your attack, all you have to do is use a poison and it should be slowed down. Even use a free spell if you want. The heal, as I said, the heal and rage, keeping the bowlers and the Pekkas alive as they move through. We want to pop any abilities at any moment that we really need to. You notice that in this example, the queen didn't move in like you see in a typical Pekka Smash. Instead, the queen's staying on the outside. So you really want to try and make sure that you have her go in that direction. That's definitely something that you guys can practice. Just make sure that you're practicing the pathing of that queen in your FCs to make sure that, you know, you're getting it down correctly and your queen isn't always walking on the outside of the base every time. But it gives you guys, again, a good example of the Pekka Smash at Town Hall 10. It's just a broad way of taking a look at it. I know that this is a very, very common attack strategy to really be looking up now, especially with how dominant it is at Town Hall 10, 11, and 12. I would encourage that you guys really try this strategy out. It is probably, if not the strongest attack right now in the current meta. It is so difficult to stop, and you guys can see from these variations is that there is a realistically there's a difference between any other Pekka attack and this attack. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last example with the Pekka Smash here at Town Hall 10. Now, this is the last example, and we take a look at this one, obviously using the wall wrecker again, but we gotta take a look at why the wall wrecker is chosen. So obviously you saw this, all three of these with the wall wrecker. You can definitely use this with jump, but the wall wrecker is really effective at Town Hall 10, so I encourage you guys really try it out using it. Now, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is how are you going to get your queen to go in the right direction? So this is going to be, of course, the pathing. So if we're starting our queen here, we want her to walk this direction here. We want her to not just go here and then target this and start moving up this way. But we want to make sure that she's not standing right here and then going to continue to move down. We want her to move up. So that means that we really need to set the funnel. So any defenses that are targeting her, or if we even take a look at this cannon, notice that this cannon is out of range of a ranged unit, which means that we can actually just place down a wizard and we're going to be able to clear up this army camp right here. That's some good value right there. That's going to offer us something, at least something for sure. And if we also consider the same thing with the gold mine right here, nothing can really target it outside of it. So we can also get rid of this with the wizard. You gotta really take a look at this when you're scouting the base, because if you don't look at the ranges and how they're in range of the trash buildings, then that could prevent you from placing down a free wizard there and getting some sort of value. If you can, that's even better. Now, something that you guys don't typically see is going to be a bowler bounce. That's really useful. It's specifically if you see that there's a defense that isn't in range, then that's going to be really something. So it's specifically archer towers. Mortars are completely fine. Like if we take a look at this right here, you could bowler bounce this. However, because the town hall has more health than the elixir collector, the town hall's not going to go down. It's going to be the elixir collector. So of course you want the structure right behind it to go down. So you want that one to have lower health rather than higher health. That's just something to keep in mind when you guys are trying to use a bowler bounce. But if we take a look at it, we've got a good example of the queen walk and its funneling. We want to funnel our queen to go and take out some structures, but then move up and go in with the attack. That's what we want to that's what we want to happen. So we've got to really kind of predict this pathing. So we want to take a look. She's going to step up here, but once she does here, she's then going to move over to this air defense, and that's going to lead her this direction. Since the closest structure from her at that point is here and then here, she's going to then start continuing to move up. This could mean that, this could be taken out, but because that wasn't, she's going to be moving up. If it was, she'd be continuing to move down. Got to consider that when you guys are using any sort of queen walk. So as we're setting that side of the funnel, we have our queen going in here along with the wall wrecker. We have wizards and Pekka and even a bowler on the other side to set the other side of the funnel. That's what we really want with this as we move into the base. We want to try and keep as much of the Pekkas and bowlers alive, which is the only reason why we are using the heal spells. So usually Pekkas and bowlers are going to be extremely strong with this one. And you can really see that through the power of the Pekka Smash at Town Hall 10, it is really going to provide you with a lot of great value. Typically using the rage and heal spells all over, you guys can really get a lot of value from them. I really encourage you guys to try this strategy out. It works really well. One thing that I didn't really discuss too much of was the freeze spell. The freeze spell is a little bit of an interesting sort of spell, since in this type of an attack, you don't typically need it. However, if you guys are seeing like single target infernos, if there's one single, one multi, and you're going into the single, or maybe you're going in away from the single, and you're going to deal with it last, save the free spell for it. It's going to be a really good thing in order to keep, at least to save up for later on. But that gives you guys 3 solid examples with the Pekka Smash at Town Hall 10. Let me know if you guys want to see a little bit longer video of this one, and I will totally bring it to you guys. But it gives you guys a solid explanation and definitely a full breakdown of how you guys can use this attack a little bit more effectively. So with that being said, that's going to do it guys for the video. Remember to leave a comment just saying if you guys enjoyed it, and also if you guys want to, whatever you guys want to see next, I will try to bring it to you guys. Also, feel free to join any of my clans that I'm covering here on the channel. And I don't know about Perfect War, but feel free to join them if you can, either in-game or if they have some sort of Discord, then I will try to find it and leave a link down in the description, so feel free to join them. Also, feel free to join the NDL if you guys want to join any NDL or even learn about NDL. I'm going to leave a link down in the description as well to their Discord as well. Also, feel free to join my community Discord and follow me on Twitter at _CorruptYT. With that being said, that's going to do guys for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.